baggy. So, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
All right, people. We've been gone for a couple of weeks. Life's good for all four of us. iBox Hub family. You're back from your travels, your escapades, you know, whatever those might be. And so we've got all four of us, the family together. First time for a special one. Boxing's back after we had a bit of a hiatus as well from the sport. We're going to discuss all things heavyweight as well as the coming week. Tony Ellis in the house, first in. Good evening, welcome. And of course, gents, special welcome. Chris and Tree, thanks for joining us for the first time. Chris, look, BNG, put those guns away, man.
You know what? Cuz already knows he's ready. He's ready to go in the ring. And sorry, Cuz, to let you know that if you fight AJ, it's done. That you're gonna win.
100.
BNG, got to ask, who's harder, brothers from Congo or Nigeria?
Pause.
You said it. You said it. DRC, baby. DRC
all the way. Kinshasa in the house.
Different. We're built different.
Different energy that we bring, you know, us Congolese people. We bring a bit of a flavor, you know what I mean? So no, big up to you guys. No, big up to you guys. Honestly, you know, we were part of the big iBoxing Hub family, and for us just to appear on your show, we obviously appreciate the energy. While you're doing tremendous work on your end, doing the interviews with the boxers, and Rico already knows in terms of the media work on his end. Extremely proud to be able to collaborate with you guys, man. And BNG already knows I call him Mr. Sports Entertainment for a reason. I'm extremely proud to be his cousin, and look at them guns there, mate. I don't think no one wants it with him, but lads, first one, episode 6.
I'll have you in 3 rounds, Chris. Okay, we can carry on. Sorry for interrupting.
3 rounds, but he didn't say what sport, because I don't think it was boxing. It's probably I don't know.
Yeah,
tickling.
In ballet, Chris. I'll have you 3 rounds of ballet. I got you, bro.
Badminton, game over. Racing, 100 meters, game over.
But, wait, Chris. You know,
high jump, game over.
I'm 180 pounds of pure Usain Bolt runningness. You know that.
What sort of time do you get in? What time do you get in 100 meters, man? Obviously, I used to.
I'll be honest with you, Trey. I've not had to prove that disposition since probably high school time. So I'm flattered that you just asked me that. But all you need to know, because I genuinely can't remember the numbers, but I was killing everybody, bro. Like I was killing the Jamaicans, the Haitians, all the sprinters. I had them. Shout out Zimbabwe out here. But I'm gonna let you finish, Trey. Go on, bro.
No, bro, man. I'm just excited to talk boxing with you guys, really, because we've got our WhatsApp group. We obviously talk boxing on a daily basis, but to be able to come on live and to give the audience the access into the WhatsApp group, like big up to you guys, man. So it's obviously your show, man. So take the lead, man. What's the big topic that you guys wanted to discuss?
Heavyweights.
Shall I go first, bro? And
heavyweights. The chaotic say. Go for it, Rico. Give us your views. Don't hold back.
Right. Well, I don't know if we had a proper intro there. However, right now I'm in an undisclosed location out here. I'm trying to find Tyson Fury's backbone. I'm very close, right? It's the wilderness, people. I'm prepared to put my body on the line, okay? I learned this from the Americans the other day. My biracial body on the line to try and find Tyson Fury's nutsack that was eaten by that boar meat all those days ago. So I'm out here for the people and the masses, undisclosed location, trying to find this. So I'm hoping to bring some of my Twitter banter and boxing family out here over to the live stream. Obviously, if you guys have been listening to the Banner Unboxing shows that I've been doing on Twitter. We've been growing numbers, growing the community. We're a great community out there. Fury's Backbone on Nutsack, bro. I'm trying to find both untraceable. How proper? Untraceable's asking me to trace something that we've never traced before since probably the first Wilder fight. So Saka, don't worry, I'm trying. However, back to the intro. We are here at the R&R Hour, again, undisclosed location. And I just want to say, thank you to everybody that's been joining us. Thank you to everybody that's been helping us at the iBoxing family out here with the Roundup show, with the incredible analysis and just, incredible guests and special guests that they've been getting. Mr. Trey and Mr. Chris, you guys are exceptional human beings, absolutely very talented. And especially you, Mr. Ra, 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 Ra. And by the way, Ra, Eid Mubarak, my brother. Happy Eid. Oh, yes, Chris. Chris's eyes just went on a mad thing. Man can slay those Arabic words, bro. Like, don't worry about that.
Big up Rico and Bukaya, who's granted, wished me an Eid Mubarak. Yeah, it was a quiet one yesterday, midweek and all that. But yeah, got a bit fatter probably from good home cooked food that Mum made. But once or twice a year, it's all good.
Well, that's a really, really good point you just brought up there. Shout out to Mama Ra, all the rotis, all the everything out there. Ra is experiencing mad indigestion right now because of you, Mama Ra. So thank you to your cooking, because he's not. He only showed the guns to me once this week. I was like, oh, this is all right. But no, just wanted to say, obviously, thank you guys very much for tuning into the show. We have a brilliant show for you guys today. Exceptional.
So as it's titled, who is to blame for the heavyweight crisis? Our friend Tockers Online made a point. Top 17 guys on BoxRec, none had a fight scheduled. They have now, because I went to the press conference this afternoon. Joyce Zhang 2 is announced for September the 23rd. I have it on very good authority. Usyk Dubois is happening in Poland, but they still haven't announced it, so it makes you wonder: is it actually signed?
It's happening.
Is Usyk still holding out for something else? But let's presume it is. But who's to blame for the crisis? I'm going to go into a long rant, but before I do that, Trey, come. Let's start with you. Who's to blame?
We're going to start with the new guest.
Is there a
bro.
single
we
person?
Have to go Treyway. We've got to go
Exactly.
Treyway, and we have to go Chris, because the brothers out here are joining us on this very, very special episode. And I hope you're all tuning in and you're going to be watching this, playlisting it, Spotifying it, YouTube living it, every type of vibing it, bro. But we're going to go over to our brothers out there. Trey, Chris, you guys lead the way, and then Ra, and then I'll come with the sermon. And hopefully I would have found the key items from earlier. So stay tuned.
Yeah, you know what? Obviously, big up to you both as well. And look, it's a great topic to start off with. For me personally, we didn't even have a show yesterday, but this was the surprise Bukayo Saka. Just for you, for the rest of the listeners and the viewers, we wanted to do something special for the 6th show. And I know these guys have been away for a while, but they're back. But for me, the people to blame, look, Ra, you interview boxers, every time we do shows. Rico, you meet the fighters. You've got a massive network, obviously, because you've met the fighters in person as well when we've gone to events. We know the fighters are fighters. They want to fight. But unfortunately for me, I think the people to blame are the promoters, the managers, the people behind negotiating the deals and the packages, because fighters, obviously, they're prize fighters. They obviously have their value. But if the promoter can't negotiate a good enough package that is good enough for both parties, the fights are not going to happen. So that's just my take. Cuz, I don't know what you think about, what I've said and the topic, really.
I blame everyone. The fighters, the promoters, the managers, everyone. My reasons why, I'm going to say this. Eddie Hearn, he says AJ is the boss, right? So if AJ is the boss, he has the final say, right? He says who he's going to fight and when he's going to fight, right? But it's just like, he's a former 2 times world champion, and he's supposed to be fighting an opponent. Now we're saying it's Dillian Whyte. I don't know if it's been confirmed 100%, but what annoyed me was that it took him so long to find an opponent. Baby Miller was there, but Eddie doesn't want to do business with Baby Miller. Why? I don't know. Well, we all know why. But secondly, Dylan came out just the other day to say that AJ wanted to fight him, but he put on a rematch clause. Why would you do that? For one, you're not a champion. Two, it's just like, are you scared to say that, raw, I might lose, and if I lose, I get to do it again? And thirdly, Spencer Oliver spoke to one of the managers from is it called Skill Set Challenge?
Skills Challenge, you could, yeah.
That's it. Yes, they said even if AJ was to lose to Dylan, the Wilder fight will still happen because AJ's name carries weight. Do you know what I mean? So it's funny how now they've taken out a rematch clause. Do you know what I'm saying? So I blame fighters, I blame everyone.
Sweet.
Rara?
You go next, Rico, because I want to do a
No,
long...
I know that you've been wanting to hit this Eid sermon, bro. So I'm gonna let you just bless all of us with this intense.
Yo, we have to
reading.
You want the Eid sermon? Because listen, yesterday got
we all want that.
Crack
I'm a voice of the people, bro.
Sitting
and the
there
people are asking for the
Imam's boring sermon. This one's going to be a bit more fun. Listen, let's look at the chronology of events. For this current generation, had the various attempts at making Undisputed. I believe it started 2017 or 18 when the AJ and Wilder were the two guys in question. Now, what do we know? A lot of fighters, managers, a lot of them, they say a lot of things. He said, she said, but what do we actually know? As far as is possible, we know that DAZN offered Wilder that $120 million deal. The reason we know that is because a couple of years later, he inadvertently admitted it, and that he was offered more money to fight AJ than Fury.
Wow.
But actually, even at the time, he did inadvertently admit it. Now, that didn't happen. Now, is it because Wilder himself ducked AJ? In my opinion, the answer is no. And why do I say that? Because when that offer was first made public, the first interviews that Wilder did, he said something very interesting. He started saying, I'm a free agent, so I can take whatever deal I want. Around the same time, just after that, people interviewed Jimmy Lennon Jr. of Showtime, who Wilder was under contract to. And they said, what do you think about that? About him taking this DAZN offer? Because he says he's a free agent. And Jimmy Lennon replied with no humor, all business seriousness. He said, really? Deontay said that? That's quite a claim. I think he might want to think about that. A week later, Wilder changes his tune. And then it starts coming out of all this other nonsense like, we don't know what AJ's getting earned, etc., etc. Now, what does that tell me? It tells me Wilder wanted to take that $120 million offer, and then his managers and the TV companies who've been paying him all them years have a quiet word with him and say, excuse me, we've invested a lot of money in you. Your contract says you fight on our platform. And just to remind you about the small print, it also says you're meant to promote our brand, which means you can't now go on television and on YouTube and slate us because we ain't paying you as much as DAZN. Got that, Deontay? And that's why I think he changed his tune. So that was the first foiled attempt at getting Undisputed. Then other circumstances happened. We had AJ lose and regain the titles. The pandemic came. Wilder lost his titles to Fury. So the next time it come round, 2021, still somewhat within the pandemic, but apparently Hearn was trying to make it in Saudi Arabia for an enormous site fee. So apparently Hearn's putting loads of effort in. The Saudis apparently really wanted it. And then at the 11th hour, Deontay Wilder's arbitration judge comes in and scuppers it and rules in favor of him at the 11th hour, mind you. What happens within days? Bob Arum announces a date and venue for Fury Wilder 3. If he already had the date and venue in line, what does that mean? He knew what the outcome of that arbitration was going to be all along, because the guy is entrenched deeply in the Nevada state. He's a former lawyer himself. He's very powerful. He knows the right people. He knew what was up. Yeah. And after that, they're all laughing at Eddie Hearn that you put all that effort in for nothing. Yeah. So that was the second attempt at making Undisputed. So, okay. What's next? The next attempt. So that was after, then obviously AJ lost to Usyk twice. There was the option then last year. So August 2022, AJ loses. Who's to blame now? Well, then Fury tries rushing Usyk in to a fight in December, having previously said he was retired. Usyk says, I'm not ready. They start negotiations with Saudi Arabia. Apparently it was then going to be in February. What do we know? Now, Frank Warren's been on TalkSport again. I was at their studios this afternoon, incidentally. Didn't see Simon Jordan and him go at it. But what do we know? Frank Warren keeps saying, the Saudis, they said their stadium isn't going to be ready and blah, blah, blah. Saudis have never said that. What we know is, in February, Usyk and his team said, we've accepted Saudi Arabia's deal. Yeah? Now, Fury never came out publicly and said, I don't accept their deal. But there's circumstantial evidence. What is that? One, John Fury inadvertently said in an interview, it's not happening in Saudi Arabia. They're not paying my son what he's worth. Right. That's one first bit of circumstantial evidence. The second bit, Derek Chisora, big up Derek. He now works for Skills Challenge. He says in an interview, Prince Khalid had to tell Tyson Fury, don't be so damn greedy. Yeah? So that's three bits of circumstantial evidence that it didn't happen in Saudi Arabia because Tyson Fury wanted too much money. What's too much money? Well, previously he said he wants $500 million. Were the Saudis going to offer him anywhere near that? No. That would explain why Prince Khalid probably had to tell him, don't be so damn greedy. So that's where we are now. And everything's up in the air now. AJ said he doesn't care about the titles anymore. He just wants money. Fury's gone missing. Usyk signed with Skills Challenge. It's all over the place. But there were 3 times where there was a chance to make Undisputed in the last 5 years. And to my mind, there have been 3 different players who are to blame. 1, Showtime. 2, Bob Arum. And this 3rd time, it was mostly Fury. But, Rico, you know me, I don't put any fighter on a saintly pedestal. Usyk was a little bit to blame as well. Not as much as Fury, but a little bit. So, there you go. There's the Eid sermon, Eid heavyweight sermon for you. My view is it's a combination of greed from various factors, and not just greed. I tell you what, I always say this to younger guys. Don't underestimate just how petty middle-aged and elderly men can be about keeping hold of their power. I would not be surprised in the least if PBC, Heyman, Arum, the lot of them wanted to scupper this simply to stop another outlet getting control of the prestigious heavyweight division. Yeah, I would not be surprised at all if they do that. one theory I've also got is that there is an internal power struggle in Team Fury, because between him, Aaron, and Frank Warren, they all seem to be saying different things. And I actually feel sorry for Frank somewhat. Here, fourth bit of circumstantial evidence for you. Back when the fight fell through for the proposed April, maybe before the proposed Wembley date in April, when they were giving Frank hell on TalkSport, he said, look, of course I want to make the undisputed heavyweight title fight, but I can't force fighters to take a fight. I thought that was very telling. That was very telling. I can't force fighters to take a fight. That, reading between the lines, that suggests to me that, again, his fighter was being difficult, whether it was about money, whether it was about the splits, the location, I don't know. But I think there's a hell of a lot going on there. I don't think you can put, in conclusion, the blame on any one personality. But the one man I will absolve is my boy AJ, ex-Finchley Boxing Club alumni, North London. Of course, man. AJ, one guy who's innocent in all this. That's where I'll leave it. Rico, take over the sermon. Eid Mubarak. That's my view. Wow, I'm making someone choke on things.
No, whoa. Pause. No, Ra, we talked about this. Okay. I just needed to clear the throat and the energy, the chakras, just for this, this vibration that I'm going to be on. Pause. Brilliant, Ra. Eid Mubarak to you, my brother. Eid Mubarak to Mama Ra, all the family and everyone. That was brilliant. I agreed with mostly everything, like I always do. You're my brother. And it's never personal. I really want people to know that when I talk, it's never at the person, as themselves or anything like that. It's just what they give me as a boxing fan. So yeah, who do we blame? Okay. I blame Tyson Fury as a staff, record label, and as a crew. I blame Tyson Fury pretty much for everything that is happening right now. This weird kind of limbo Cold War that we're in. I blame Tyson. This unattractive heavyweight scene that I see now. I blame Tyson. This drought. I blame Tyson. Now, I'm going to tell you why I blame Tyson, okay? And I feel like this could be a tune. Now, the reason why I do is because the Tyson Fury has exhibited to me, right, flashes of brilliance, right? I'm going to take you guys back. We're going to go back to all that time ago when he went over to Germany and he showed Vlad what the business was. We accepted Tyson Fury as the man that he was. Going over to foreign territory, doing the business, getting the belts back, freeing us from the hell that was that Klitschko reign. And I really like Dr. Ironhammer, man, but my God, oh my God. I could have lived life without that. I could have been born after that and been like, yeah, okay, that's okay. Now, going back to blaming Tyson, he's given probably two of the best and most significant wins within the heavyweight division within the last 15 years. Would I say 15? Possibly. I was born in the 1900s, like my fellow co-host, maybe Raw 18. So we have to lay it out for our audience out here. But my main reason for blaming Tyson is because the Tyson exhibits these flashes of brilliance, two of the best significant wins in a Deontay Wilder, in a Vladimir Klitschko. However, he fought white. He made it very difficult for fighting white. Okay, he had to fight these fights. Now we must remember, Dillian Whyte, he had to fight. Okay, Maurizio was in so much of a corner, he could not let the Jamaican audience down. There was no way that Whyte wasn't getting his opportunity at that time. Okay, and regardless of the outcomes, regardless of whatever like this, we're going to stick onto the topic of Tyson Fury disappointing fans, especially his fans. Now, obviously, I have a bit of a presence on Twitter. Everybody does. And we see these Fury fans defend him constantly and constantly and constantly. I'm going to go on to today's news, but I'm going to go back to the fact that Tyson Fury disappoints because he doesn't put himself out there to fight the best contenders at the time that we want him to fight them. Okay. Alexander Usyk, practically legs wide open for Tyson Fury. Wide open. Okay. Big belly. I accept 70-30. Okay. But for every minute or day, you must spend £1 million to Ukraine. I hope I did that right, shout my Ukrainian people.
Yeah, that was spot on. That was spot on.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The mic helps. The mic helps. But I digress, you know, and I want this to be semi-serious because honestly, guys, you know, Usyk, obviously the Ukrainians, and I don't like talking about other politics and things like that when we're bringing it in boxing, but unless it's actually relevant. But however, Usyk has had his yard bombed up, bro. Man has had to go over there and fight demons and people and things alike. Come back, win, you know, fight AJ. With obviously the year of inactivity, you can say whatever you want on any situation, but that Ukrainian, I feel like people are just so unfair on him. There's excuses, and you know, I'm just going to wrap it up with the disappointment of Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury doesn't know what he wants, right? I know somebody like Tyson Fury, and I could genuinely tell you that one day they can feel amazing, and the next day they can just hate everything, or they just don't know what they want. Now, that's fine. However, I wouldn't hold Tyson to this high standard unless he didn't utter the words of, I am the best heavyweight of this era and can only be compared to a one Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, Ikram, bleep this out, you bastard. Do not ever compare yourself to a civil rights activist who fought every single person in his generation before and after to lose the belts, obviously, to oh my God, I can't remember his name. But the thing is, he fought everyone. He lost. He came back. He refused to fight in other wars for his beliefs. What do you believe, Tyson? I don't know what you believe. I don't think you know what you believe, bro. Right? And I'm going to end that there. And I'm just going to give an honorable mention to my uncle Frank. Everybody knows, if you listen to me on Banter Boxing, I am a 10th. I'm a 10th Heyman in DNA. I'm a 10th Warren. I'm a 10th. I think I'm a 20th Hearn, man. Hearn is a hard one to kind of place out there, bro. Like, I'm not really Essex like that. However, you know, my uncle Frank, I saw my uncle Frank in that video with Umar, AFL Umar, and he said, and I quote, AJ, you know, you're fighting on the month before. Like, why don't you just fight Tyson? You know, like, I just don't understand why you just can't fight Tyson. It's no, it's just Tyson. Did you do that? Did you make my uncle Frank go in front of that camera like a captivated victim in an undisclosed location, just like I am myself, to beg Anthony Joshua after you in an Instagram post came out in that said Instagram post and said, AJ, I'm ready to fight you. I'm really sorry. You know, I won't be giving you deadlines like I did last time, even though the narrative was that he did not give any deadlines. And that Team Joshua and 258 were just messing them about. And, you know, you had the future of Queensberry, who I believe is the future of Queensberry, a Mr. George Warren and a Mr. Francis Warren. Francis, you know, he's not in this one. But George came out and he was like, you know, it's just, you know, tight. Eddie's come out in interviews and said, when there was negotiations, when Tyson put that Instagram post out there, I'm sorry, Eddie. I can't control this brother. He's out of his fucking mind, bro. I don't know what's happening. No one knows what's happening. He doesn't know what's happening. I'm out here in an undisclosed location right now trying to find reasoning, ball sacks, pause, and spines for the for the good of the boxing community. Okay, now I'm gonna end this because I want my I want our brothers to also chime in on this travesty. You know, I wouldn't feel so passionate if my Uncle Frank didn't come out like a victim in that post with Umar IFL Umar, to come out and beg Joshua to throw his Uncle Frank is not a young man out here. Okay, you can't just be doing this to Uncle Frank like he's a victim and saying, "Yo, Frank, go out there and make sure that fight happens, brother." We've been trying to make the fight, but you're deadline. And now Uncle Frank, right, that poor man, has come out today with the news that apparently Tyson Fury won't be fighting Alexander Usyk in the tournament in Saudi Arabia. What? And likely, yes, it's true, gentlemen. Benson broke the news earlier, but I'll steal it. Tyson Fury, you know, I know there's another victim interview with my Uncle Frank with Umar IFL Umar right now that has been released today from my Uncle Frank, saying that Tyson will not be fighting the unified heavyweight champion at the end of the year in the great kingdom of Saudi Arabia under the eyes and the presentation and the funds offered by Skills Challenge by the great Prince Ali Fabulous Ali Ababa. Now, I'm just, as a boxing fan, as me, RIKO_boxing, and an extra underscore for the Instagram, follow it. As a fan, this is a travesty, gentlemen. Boxing is under attack by Tyson Fury right now. Okay. Daniel Dubois, a hero, not just for me and you, and Euro, and everybody watching this, and who will be, and all the boxing fans out here. Daniel Dubois is going out there, a real fighting man, accepting what, 20%, probably 18%, we don't even know, to go out to Warsaw in Poland and fight in front of 46,000 fans out there and take those belts from him, which I believe that he can. He, a true fighting man, is doing what Tyson Fury doesn't want to do. He's scared shitless of a man damn near half his size. Carry on, guys. That was just me.
Rico. Rico makes it sound like that's Rico's eulogy at the funeral of the heavyweight division there. Moving. BNG, we need some positivity.
You know what, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I got to interject with you guys, man. Like, cause you know, obviously, big up Steve.
Sorry, guys. I'm really sorry, Trey. I'm really sorry, man. We actually went past the minute of the chats, but just want to read the chats real quickly because we have our brothers who really support us, man. I think we have some new faces as well. Untraceable, I like your name, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's you asked a great question earlier. We have Mr. Tony Ellis. I just want to big you up as well, Tony. You and Bayaka Saka have been with us from the very beginning. You were at my shows, you were at Chris and Trey shows, you're at Rod. Listen, thank you so much, guys. Make sure that you tell all the people then, the aunties, the uncles, the cousins, your friends and everything, come and get some boxing knowledge and a little bit of banter with us here at iBoxing Hub, man. So we're going to read some of the comments out here. Dillian White doesn't move his head. Okay. Not going to go into that. Eid Mubarak Ra by a man like Saka. Eid Mubarak out here to everybody celebrating. We have Untraceable again. None of the heavyweights these days even move their head or try to avoid punishment. I would just like to honorable mention. Shout out to Mr. Joe Joyce. Shout out to Mr. Kawanaki. I believe there's more, but I just won't name them right now. Untraceable. Fury's backbone or nutsack. I should have read that mentally before I said that out loud. Tyson Fury is cool on boxing. It's good. Bayaka Saka. Missed the show yesterday, but happy with this surprise. Well, we aim to please my brother. Tony Ellis. Blame everyone but Saudi. No, we blame one person. Don't sit on the fence. I don't even know what the fence is. Buyaka Saka, Diaz is the Chisora of the UFC, wants to fight big fights, and we'll get on to that a little bit later. Shout out to the GOAT, Jake Paul. I actually think that Ngannou would destroy Chisora. How dare you, Saka? I have mad love, but how dare you? Frank Warren confirmed that Joyce had been offered to step aside money for Fury to fight Zhang. Well, am I surprised? No. Do I hope Zhang chins him? Yes. Instead, Frank Warren promises Tyson Fury's next fight will be a game changer that will surprise everyone. Oh, fuck me, I'm surprised. Eddie is to Ben what Frank is to Eddie when he started. You know what? Honorable mention for the good brother Ben Shalom. I've chopped it up with him. I've spoken to him on and off the record. He's a very, very lovely guy. As I said, it's never ever personal in boxing. It's just how you present yourself in the sport. For me, anyway, and that's just what it is. Steve Convery, you are a new face, I believe. Big up you, my brother, man. Make sure you tell the aunties, the uncles, them, the cousins, your friends, everybody. The iBoxing Hub. Here we have shows that will make you smile. So yeah.
Yeah, big up. I was just about to say about your eulogy, cause we used to watch WWE. The Rock, Austin, Undertaker, all them, man. The promos. It just felt like I was listening to a promo, cuz, man. I can't even lie, man. So big up to Rico. I think the WWE needs to be calling you for promos, bro.
But he was actually not promoting anything.
Flattered.
He was actually shitting on Tyson Fury for the past 15 minutes. So,
whoa, it's not shitting. Right. Need to explain something. If there's facts with what I'm saying, it's true. Okay, I'm not out here. Look. If Tyson Fury said, "Yes, I just want to be champion, but I want to chill. I don't want to fight the best. I just want to do my thing, carry on with my life, and that's it," I would be like, "Bro, sick. Yes, do that. I support you. Actually, that's very honest." No, he's saying, I am the greatest heavyweight champion of this era and can only be compared to Muhammad Ali. I'm comparing you to Muhammad, bro. And you are falling short. The knee must be provided if you are comparing yourself to Muhammad Ali in this holy month of Eid Mubarak. No, that's Happy Eid. In Eid. So,
Bianchi, come on, give us some positivity.
Well, do you know what?
Even though it's a negative topic, come on.
No, I mean, like I said before, everyone's to blame because look, let's rewind all the way back, right? When Wilder called out AJ, this was before AJ fought Joseph Parker. Now AJ asked Eddie Hearn, "Is Wilder next?" Eddie said, "No, it's Joseph Parker." So we as boxing fans assumed, okay, once AJ fights Parker and beats Parker, it'll be Wilder next because Wilder was supposed to be at that stadium, at the Prince of Wales in Wales. Wilder said they banned him; he wasn't allowed to attend. Now I remember after AJ had beaten Joseph Parker, there was no rematch clause. Now the interviewer asked AJ, "Would you want to fight Wilder next? And if so, what would you do?" He said he'll spark Wilder out. But that fight never happened. Now, apparently Wilder said he sent AJ an email, said, "Look, there's 50 mil, accept the challenge," right? Now, Eddie Hearn said he flew over to America. He said, "Show me the money." They said to Eddie, "No, sign the contract." Eddie said, "Well, I'm not going to sign the contract if I don't know where the money is coming from or where the money is." You know what I mean? Hence why the fight never happened. Now, they offered Wilder to fight on Matchroom. This was before they went on to DAZN. Wilder rejected. At that point, they offered Wilder 15 million. Bear in mind, Wilder, before he fought Fury, he wasn't doing pay-per-view numbers. He was just fighting basic, getting an average, 3 million, just under. So this is why I blame the fighters and the promoters. Do you know what I mean? And Fury, I'm a bit disappointed with him because he said he'll fight any man, any day, twice on a Sunday. And I feel that ever since he's been getting paid serious money, it's all about the money now. Because what happened to legacy? I always say, is it legacy or is it money? Some say it's a bit of both, but majority of boxers say, you know what, it's about the money. Because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, yeah, you've cashed out, you've made your money. Now, Fury, I know Fury knows that Usyk is a problem. Not that I'm saying that Usyk will beat him, no, but Usyk will possibly give him problems. And rewinding back, when Fury fought Derek Chisora, I heard from a great source that he had an elbow injury that is going under surgery. Now, that could have been it, where, he could have been, injured, but he didn't want to say, because if he had said that he's injured, people say, oh, he's ducking. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes with boxers, it comes with pride. Now, 70-30% split. He should have agreed to it, but I just don't understand. Like, it's embarrassing. The last time we had the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world was Lennox Lewis back in 2001. I was in secondary school. No, in fact, I was in primary school, going into secondary school. Do you know what I mean? And I find it embarrassing because this is why I like watching Misfits, because celebrities fight each other. They make it happen. Whereas heavyweights, I get it, right? I get it. They're trying to protect their assets, which are the boxers. But at the end of the day, if you're a boxer and you say you're the best, just fight each other. Do you know what I mean? Because whatever you get, the winner will always get rewarded on the long run. Do you know what I mean? So overall, I blame the boxers and the promoters. If the boxers were the real boss, they'll have the final say and say, no, scrap it, I'm going to fight that person. Now, Fury knew AJ is going to fight on the 12th of August. I don't know why it's calling out AJ, because AJ is going to be fighting Wilder, in December, if it happens. Do you know what I mean? So I don't understand why Fury would want to fight AJ. Now, he wanted to fight AJ when AJ lost to Usyk, but he was rushing AJ. AJ wanted to fight in December. He was saying no, he wants to fight on the 28th of November. Then he said on the 2nd of December. AJ said no, I want to fight on, I think, the 12th or the 17th of December. He was rushing. It's like, it appeared that he didn't really want to fight AJ. He already, and he fought Derek Chisora. Again, less money. Do you know what I mean? Because he knows the reason why he wants AJ, because AJ is the guy in terms of money, commercial. Do you know what I mean? That fight here, Wembley Arena, it will probably do 110 or 120 or 130,000 seats. Do you know what I mean? So I think maybe Usyk could be a risky one where he could potentially lose to Usyk. But I believe all of them, Usyk and Fury, I believe someone in this division now can beat them. That's my personal opinion. So I blame everyone. I blame everyone because look, 2018, we could have had an undisputed heavyweight champion. It would have either been Wilder or AJ. Wilder even said, right, because Dylan wanted to fight Wilder, right, when Wilder was a champion, because Dylan was mandatory. Wilder even said to Eddie Hearn, I'll fight Dylan, but on the contract, if I beat Dylan, or if I beat Dylan, I want AJ next. Never happened. So Barry Hearn even said, Wilder's a dangerous guy. AJ, you're a champion, you got a majority of the belts, carry on doing your thing. Do you know what I mean? Make your money, etc. Blah, blah, blah. So it's just like, if or when AJ fights Wilder, let's just say the outcome goes left, is he going to retire or is he going to fight Fury next, or the fight never going to happen?
You're right. I'm with you on this. No one should be considered above criticism. But just to put it into context, though, everyone's saying, it's a heavyweight division crisis. It's the worst it's ever been. People talk about the last golden era and the last undisputed heavyweight champ. You said you was at school. So if you were at school, you were probably too young to appreciate a lot of the politics that were happening at the time. Me being much older than you, I remember it clearly because that fight between Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield, it took something like 7 years to make. Yeah. There was a whole load of shenanigans after Mike Tyson went to prison. Evander Holyfield lost to Riddick Bowe, and that's where the spiral started to go downhill. Bowe threw away a belt rather than fight Lennox Lewis in his first defense. Fought a couple of knockovers. He then lost to Holyfield. Holyfield lost to Mora. Mora lost to Foreman. Foreman starts surrendering the belts. So they then got fragmented and then they had to be collected again. But even after Lewis and Holyfield became champions again, it still took ages to get them in the ring together. And in the end, the only reason they got in the ring together is because they both started to look like they were going to lose to someone crap. And I think the TV companies thought, God, we got to get these two in the ring now before some unknown guy from Croatia or unknown guy from some of these Eastern European countries wins the belts. Yeah, let's cash them out now. So a lot of the big fights at the time didn't happen. Hatman did a great interview video about this. Riddick Bowe never did fight Lennox Lewis. He never did fight Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson and Lewis fought, Tyson was like 10 years past his prime. So even that golden era that we speak of, the politics were as bad as now. And you know what? People want to go on about, the good old days even further back. You go back to before the Muhammad Ali era. Yeah. Floyd Patterson was protected from Sonny Liston for a while. Cuz D'Amato knew this guy Liston. don't like the look of him. Liston took a long time to get his crack at the heavyweight title. Rocky Marciano, there's a reason why he's the only heavyweight champ ever to retire undefeated. Is because he dodged so many of the damn best contenders, waiting for them to, Ezzard Charles and Joe Walcott, waiting for them to get to nearly 40 years old before he fought them. You go back even further to the 1920s, you talk about inactivity today. Jack Dempsey used to go 2 years without fighting. Yeah. He used to just enjoy going around doing tours, exhibitions, enjoying the celebrity life. Whatever the celebrity life in the 1920s involved, I don't know. Obviously, it weren't like today, but it was essentially still the same thing you could accuse.
But just really quickly, Ron knows what the 1970s party life was like. He was there in real life K, HD things. Raw was in the disco and dance with them, man.
Yeah. Have I not shown you that picture of me with my 70s?
You did, and I wish you did. Honestly,
it
was traumatizing.
Yeah. That was, I used to have luscious, lovely long locks back in the 70s. So, yeah, I remember those days. Not quite the 20s and 60s. but so, the heavyweight, the heavyweight division, it's always had these horrible politics because there's so much money at stake and there's such egos at stake. Let's be real, the heavyweight champion of the world, it takes a certain gargantuan ego to get to that level. And that's what you're seeing with these guys. And that's why you get this wacky sort of behavior where Wilder says, yeah, I ain't signed the contract until I know what AJ's earning. What? He's earning more than me? This is why you get Fury say, no, I'm not taking the Usyk fight in Saudi because you ain't paying me more than you paid AJ. That's what I think happened, incidentally. That's just my theory. None of us know, but I think that's what happened and why it didn't happen in Saudi at the beginning of the year. They weren't offering him as much money as they offered AJ, and he probably thought, well, I'm twice the fighter of AJ. Of course, you got to pay me more than him. Yeah, it takes a certain egotistical personality to become heavyweight champion of the world, and that's why all through history we've seen this sort of nonsense. So, listen, we're going to have to be patient. Look how long we had to put up with this bullshit between Spence and Crawford. But when it finally happens, it makes it that much sweeter. Yeah? Because let's be real, guys, when 29th of July happens and Spence and Crawford finally fight, are you going to remember all the bullshit that we put up with through the years? Nah, you won't care. The fight's happening. So, yeah, frustrating times for all of us. But as fans, that's also why we love this sport. And you know what? It's it makes those big fights all the more sweeter when they do happen.
100. No, I agree. No, that was another sermon. I can't even lie. Big up.
He's blessing us today, Trey. Eid is truly a glorious time for us. It provides so much. But just what I wanted to say on that, because obviously the brother brothers Chris and Trey, yourself, Ra, you bring exceptionally valid points in the sense that it's not one person to blame, it's everybody to blame. Where I have to counteract that argument is that during the negotiations with Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk, even the first time, third time, maybe fourth, I don't know. He does this a lot, doesn't he? It's nice. And this is why I will die on the hill that I'm going to be dying on, is because who has Usyk in the past, all three of you, and not all at once, who has he had difficulties making fights with or contract negotiations? I got girls and I can't say the negotiations bit, but he's who has he had issues with fighting before? Bearing in mind, by the way, that Alexander Usyk, right? And I'm not going to say anything about what's happening now and stuff. My man, right? And this is the equivalent of a South Korean going over to North Korea, punching man up and going back normally, right? He went from Ukraine in the World Boxing Super Series out here when the first unified undisputed cruiserweight champion since Evander Holyfield was crowned. He went over there to Russia, bro, and punched him up in front of the family, in front of Putin, in front of everyone. Took his belt and went back beyond the border, beyond the wall. That's like the equivalent of Jon Snow just crossing the wall, slapping what's the guy's name? The king, the Frost King. Oh yeah. The guy. Yeah, we all watch Game of Thrones. It's the equivalent of Jon Snow taking his Valyrian steel weapon by himself, rolling with his horse beyond the wall, clapping the Ice King villain person, clapping Cersei and the brother, and possibly Joffrey, and then riding back on horseback beyond the wall again to have a happy life. How I'm going to believe Tyson and a victimized Uncle Frank over Alexander Usyk, who's shown me that he has the cabarones to go to Vicious Nation, bro, right, to the Ots backyard, do his thing, get the belts, earn respect from the Russians themselves, and then go back home. Now, everyone can have their own opinion, and you can say network this, and you can say Uncle Bob. Bearing in mind, Uncle Bob right now, for the last, 3 years, 4 years, he's been very high. Okay, he has been very, very high. The guy is on every type of edible that you could possibly think of. He's just turning up to quinceañeras just randomly. They're like, "Well, Bob, what are you doing? Go back." Right? So, really and truly, there's no clear way of succession over there at Top Rank. Tyson, he's fulfilled his contract in the sense of, I think he's fought, in terms of the network contract, I think it's done. But in terms of the actual contract that he has with the co-promotional deal with my Uncle Bob and my Uncle Frank, he's got one fight left. And it's, he comes out and he says, no one wants to fight me, man. Do you know what, Tyson has got a bazooka, bro, because there's only one way that you can go to Maurizio, to Uncle Bob, to Uncle Frank, and have them in these victim videos coming out and being like, Tyson's a victim of his own success. We're not going to call it mandatory right now. It's just, we need to let Tyson just chill out there. Uncle Bob's coming out. He's sleeping. We got Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank is just like, we've tried to make negotiations with fighters. No one wants to fight Tyson. Meanwhile, there's a very young man, a very youthful looking, and is young 25, 26-year-old. Remember, young is the key word here. In a Frank Sanchez, a Cuban man that just absolutely decimated F.A. Ajagba. I don't know who he's fought since. I think he's had a fight since or something like that, or maybe two. But he wants Tyson. He's highly ranked. He's, you know, he's a young prospect, a young contender. All of them are asking for Tyson. Francis Ngannou is asking for Tyson. John Jones is asking for Tyson.
Yep.
My neighbor's asking for Tyson. He's been, oh shit, undisclosed location. Sorry, that's not when I meant some other guy that I know. He's asking for Tyson. Okay. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we're trying to find spines and not ball sacks, but we're trying to find, you know, the reasoning as to why Tyson just doesn't want to fight. Benson's he's come out and he said, I'm not fighting until the Usyk fight will potentially, and this is very key, guys, within the boxing circuits, right? You know this. When they say potentially, it's not going to happen. Don't believe it. Just log out. Spend your day doing better things, because the next 30 minutes after what man said is irrelevant. Okay? Tyson's not fighting. He's not fighting. He's not fighting. He doesn't want to fight. And it's okay. That's fine. Just don't say you are going to fight. Give up the belt, right? Do something meaningful. Okay? With Lineal, bro. You know Lineal, bro. I want Lineal. I want Lineal. I want I got my uncle over here. We love L.I.
No, big up your uncle, man. Big up your uncle. You done the watch long, innit?
Big up,
Come through. We got my uncle over here, guys.
Come on, the uncle knows.
Big up, Uncle Rico.
Big up. Extra United fan as well. Big up.
No, he believes it too. We're both. I had to. Do you know what it is? You know what's so hard? It's so hard trying to find Tyson's spine. I had to go and ask family out here to come and help me in an undisclosed location to try and find man's spine and pen. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? It's not just for the comedy value. It's serious. Like, I hear what you're saying in terms of the fact that, look, we have to kind of see Tyson in the sense that he, you know, these fighters may not want to fight him, which I think is absolute complete bullshit. There's the networks to blame. Now, how I will completely counteract that argument is, okay, and I want you all to have your Disney subscriptions and watch Aladdin tonight, is Prince Ali, Fabulous He, Ali Ababa, and all the people in the great kingdom of Saudi Arabia at Skills Challenge who seem to be signing a one Deontay Wilder. He's got him. And Alexander Usyk, he's got him too. AJ and Eddie and all the guys, they already have the yards over there, bro. Yeah. So they already have the relationship with Prince Ali, Fabulous He, Ali Ababa. And Tyson is the only one. It's always Tyson. Always Tyson. It's always him. Always. Not a network. It's not anything else. It's not, you know, a benefit of the doubt situation where you can be like, he's, you know, it could possibly be this thing or whatever. No, it's him every single time. So I can't blame a network when the networks are being, sorry, that's we're testing effects out here for the shows and stuff. It's a net. You can't say it's the networks when it's one individual that's happened with 3 different other individuals in which they can't reach an agreement of a simple fight and a contract. Now, if 2 fighters really want to fight each other like we've seen with a Tank and a Ryan, Durag Ryan, trademark soon, if they can get it on, and Uncle Al and Oscar De La Hoya, who are completely different planet. Oscar is not... Oscar, I need to shout his guy, bro. Oscar's guy is...
Golden
boy. Oscar with serious minerals out here. Oscar don't even know what planet he's on, bro. Like, honestly. But it's where he does his best work.
There's a wild card in all this, yeah. That can really, sometimes, you know, a fighter makes that catastrophic mistake, and I just wonder
what mistake, bro?
If Dubois can do us a favor, if he can do that,
no, he will. He will.
3 belts, then we might finally get an undisputed heavyweight title fight, because then it will all be in-house. So that will remove one obstacle. Again, again, if Rico's correct, would Fury want it, or would he make?
Want Daniel to chin him as well?
Would he make too many excuses? But then, hey, listen, Uncle Frank might.
Sorry, Rara, my uncle just made up a great point. He just said, would we then want to see an undisputed title fight with Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury? Absolutely, because Daniel Dubois, in true Spartan fashion, like the ancestors that he has out there who fought for their land and they're provided for their families, right? Who fought that. Listen, I'm not going to go into all of that, but Daniel will chin him. I'm not going there as media. I don't want to interview nobody. I just want to be there.
I think if Triple D beats Usyk, Fury would want to fight him ASAP. But then again, Triple D can be the upset where he can beat Fury and then that's it. He retires himself. I just think I think,
and then I will rule boxing Twitter. Boxing Twitter will literally be under my control. Like Shang Tsung, I would have absorbed every soul out there, bro. So, Daniel. Oh man, no, I'm not taking any hiatus. No hiatus.
Rico, we're probably lone voices in favor of Dubois. So
right,
I
it's
think
just you and me against the world.
At some point,
like
we're gonna have to do a very in-depth analysis as to why Dubois can beat Usyk. But gents, we've talked about the heavyweight division. We broke it down. We know where it is. Hey, we can cry about it. We will keep crying about it. One day it'll come together and it'll make it all worth it. Just want to give some of the midgets of the sport some love, because there's some other fights, some fight shows this week. A great ladies fight in Manchester. We'll start with there. It's an undisputed super middleweight title fight. Savannah, second chance against Franchon Crews-Dezurn. I'm looking at on Twitter, you know, a lot of low-key disrespect for Franchon, acting like she's seeing people say.
I mean, she's not very good.
A different class. No, come on, you undisputed champ, saying she's not very good.
Did you watch the fight that she actually won that in?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the tone of the voice.
Look, she's been beaten by.
I'm
Clarissa,
so impressed with her.
Just like Savannah.
No, I do love Cruz. Honestly, I think listen, how she's been spitting on the mic and the back and forth between her and the one Savannah Marshall has been entertaining and brilliant. In terms of skills, realistically, right? And remember when we watched the Cruz fight when we became undisputed, bro? The windmills, right, that she displayed were outrageous, right? I didn't see any coming in and out of pocket. I didn't see any outfighting or infighting. I saw fighting, and I love fighting. So I don't care. I love Cruz. I'm a fan.
Let's see. She's got a solid.
Savannah
whiskers.
Does everything better. Now, when I say everything, I mean like everything. From a jab, I didn't see one Cruz jab. Someone sent me a clip, and I don't want. This is not a hateful thing or anything like that. I'm a really big Cruz fan. I really like her. I love how she entertains and everything like that. But in terms of just pure boxing skills and not coming from it from a perspective of a UK native, I think she's going to get delivered by Savannah. I think it'll probably be a 5th round knockout, provided that Savannah hasn't lost her edge from the Shields fight. I have it on very, very good authority that she'll be there to show her face. I have it on very good authority. I have it on very good authority.
We know.
Am I right in saying if Savannah does the business, she becomes undisputed? Is she then going to fight Shields defending her belt, or what weight class are they fighting?
Shadaisha Green, the real danger woman, is next in line. Shadaisha Green, look out for her.
Ooh, okay.
I don't even know what Roger said. My Wi-Fi cut out. However,
puncher.
I have it on good authority that an offer will be made towards a one Savannah to go over the pond yonder, to Detroit, to fight on, more than likely a DAZN show card, to fight for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world, for those two lovely females. Obviously, this deal is not just for Savannah; it is for Cruz as well. The winner will be provided an opportunity to fight the GWAT, greatest woman of all time, Clarissa Shields, in Detroit in a main event. You know who the promoters are. I'm not gonna just shout a man out there. He's promised me an exclusive, so when I get that, then the shout out's gonna happen again.
Oh, big up! No, big up. That sounds exciting. I can't even lie. That sounds really exciting. I think Shields. She's number one. Pound for pound, if you want to sort of call a pound for pound fighter. But if that fight does happen, the winner of Cruz and Marshall, because I think Shields deserves this homecoming. I know she's already done the homecoming in Detroit, but but
this is a proper one, Trey. You're right.
Like a bigger occasion in her hometown, in front of her home people, bigger audience, bigger platform. Boom.
There's only one little factor, if provided that Savannah does, which I know that she will come through Cruz. Cruz don't hate me, and the only factor coming in with that fight in terms of the impossibility is that she is signed with a one Ben Shalom. Now, with the relationship between a one Ben and a one Eddie Hearn, is it slightly dicey? Yeah. Will numbers talk for Eddie? Yes. You have to believe, guys. Like, the one thing about Eddie that people... Yeah, she signed with Sky, and then... No. I do... Sorry, my bad. I thought about just the DAZN association. However, that fight shouldn't be a problem. However, obviously, I say Eddie and I say Ben Shalom. I meant DAZN and obviously Sky. How will that fight look? I think that's Dimitri did say, if you're going to watch the interview, that I think he's got another fight, obviously, with them. DAZN are pushing Salita Promotions very heavily. I believe that there's another show that he's going to have just before the end of the year. I think he might have two shows. Not too sure if I should have said that one. But I know that they will be pushed very heavily this year and the beginning of the first quarter next year. So hopefully, which I know that it will, because in women's boxing, just nothing is impossible. That if Savannah obviously comes through, then we'll but the fight will only be able to take place in Detroit. And you can definitely quote me on that one, because
worth it.
A million %. It won't happen anywhere else apart from the States. It's not going to happen anywhere else.
So am I right in saying that what you're saying is Savannah is going to knock out Cruz?
Most definitely.
So Cruz, I take it this is probably one of her biggest paycheck, isn't it? Fighting Savannah in the UK.
Yeah.
Bro, any female boxer that fights Savannah here is going to get the most amount of bread that they've ever got. And I say that very respectfully, because you have champions right now in women's boxing that, the highest ones you could probably equate to people that could be fighting for the British Championship. Maybe, you know what I mean? So it's the money pool in women's boxing is very, very different. It's only when you've got the Katie Taylors and the Shields and the Marshalls of the world that are breaking the millions. But it's taken...
in that as well, man. Big up to Chapo.
Oh yeah, big up to her as well. Who is the Puerto Rican? Chantal Cameron.
Serrano.
Amanda Serrano.
Amanda Serrano, yes, 1,000,000%. She's broken the million mark. As I said, guys, it's there's so much. Those women, it's come along so much. I mean, when it really started breaking out, probably, I'd say before the pandemic, probably in 2016, 2017 when Katie was really starting to bring fire. Clarissa was obviously starting to bring fire. That's when women's boxing really was coming into the shape of itself. Tasha Jonas.
Come on, how can we not? Yes, come on. Let her. She's gonna be soon. Come on, man. She has to be soon. Against Katie Taylor. Farewell.
Yeah,
they fought already.
Of course, Tasha's fighting on the undercard. So
I love her.
Opportunity to become two-weight world champion.
Yeah, but I mean, and it's never, ever, ever personal. Ever. However, for me, in my own opinion, right, and anybody can have an opinion about me, I believe that she should have taken the undisputed fight. You know, it's you know, I believe that she, you know, and I'm not just going to speak on behalf of anybody or like this or whatever. If you guys haven't seen the live show with the boxing roundup with Trey and the brother Chris, please go and watch that with Tasha. That was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, please go back and watch that. My only thing with Tasha is that, you know, but that's just my own personal opinion. I love unifications. I love undisputed, right? I don't like when fighters say no to an undisputed fight. Obviously, for, I would say, a very good and large, reasonable amount of money. From what I've heard, she can come. I'd love for Tasha to come. We'd have a chat and an interview and a debate or whatever like that. I would love for that. So if she's watching this, then definitely. But for me, in my personal opinion, and a lot of people out there, we see from the outside looking in that you're rejecting these fights. 2 fights for me, for the undisputed and against Clarissa Shields. Rejecting those 2 fights is like, I don't know. As a fan, and as such a big fan, it's a bit of a slap in the face because Clarissa was prepared to move down to come and fight you. All right. You would have headlined, you beat her. You're the GWAT. No one's not gonna see. You're not just Miss GB. You're Miss GWAT GB, right? You can solidify, and this is my problem. Also with the men boxers as well. I flame everybody, but I'm not. This is not flame, but it's just a disappointment in the sense that I'm such a big fan, but you rejected 2 fights that could have solidified your status within women's boxing forever. It's just disappointing. But I'll let you guys carry on after now.
One other show, of course, the Matchroom show in Sheffield. Thoughts, gents? We'll come to the comments shortly, but yeah, Dalton, Junaid, bunch
big
of
up man like Dalton Smith. Come on,
good fighters on there.
Do you know what? I haven't really been following it. You know, is it on this Saturday, right?
It is.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
No one cares about
Marshall.
No one cares.
I know you're thinking about that, cuz.
Huh?
I said you're too busy thinking about Cruz, Marshall.
Yeah, because that you think about Cruz and Marshall. They were supposed to be fighting on the undercard of, you know, Smith and Eubank Jr. Obviously, that ain't happening. And obviously, I watched the face-off, which was not the face-off. What's it again? Yeah, I watched last week Sunday, and I thought, okay, you know, this seems interesting, and I've just gravitated to it. So I'm more in tune with that than, you know, it's a world title, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And you've got a support boxer, you know. Don't get me wrong. I'll most probably catch up with you know, the highlights of you know, a Matchroom show. But yeah, I haven't really been. If I'm honest with you, I haven't really been following it. You know, good luck to both of them. May the best man win.
Trey, you the same? Concentrating on the boxer show.
I'm not gonna lie. In this occasion, you know, it's always the promotional wars. You know, boxers got me hooked. You know, this is a big undisputed fight, you know, between Cruz and Marshall. It's another situation where in the amateurs, you know, Marshall's got another victory over a fighter. And it's just the build-up has been beautiful. It's been a beautiful story. You could see, obviously, Cruz, she's been through a lot. It's more personal for her. And she feels that she needs to win a fight like this to get the recognition that she deserves. And obviously, Rico, you mentioned it. In Twitter, she gets disrespected, you know, with certain comments. You know, everyone's gonna be team Marshall naturally, but look, Cruz is gonna bring it regardless, man. It seems like she fights for much more than money. She fights for, I gotta show people that, look, I don't care how I do it, I'm coming to fight, and look, that's what I think.
It is a fascinating fight. Gents, we're coming up to 90 minutes.
Football
I think
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't last for 90 minutes these days.
Done it.
Getting on, but before we wrap up, I just want to just go through some of the last few comments. Bukayo Saka, he's saying, off topics, thoughts on Shabazz Masood signing with Matchroom. Great point, Saka. I love Shabazz. Who's one of the first fighters I ever interviewed. I really hope they don't hold him back with domestic rivalries now, because most of the super bantamweights are with Queensbury. He's ranked number 4 in the world at super bantamweight, so I would like them to position him to pick up the pieces after Fulton and Inoue fight, because I think most likely I'm going with Fulton to win that, and then I think he'll move up to featherweight. I think that's his last fight.
I'm going for my samurai brother. I'm going for my samurai brother. So, in the 7th to 8th round of complete decimation and bunkai.
Inoue this, Inoue that. I mean, he ain't ever fought a classic Afro-American boxer puncher, which is what Fulton is. He's in for a rude
Chris, your
awakening.
eyes killed me. Whoever saw Chris's eyes pop out of there when man said the Afro.
Listen, we'll chop that down. We'll chop that up. We'll chop it up one day. As to what I mean, I ain't making no. I'm not on some racial thing here. It's more
no.
It's a cultural thing that I'm referring to. All right, let's see. What's Paloma's music? Didn't realize Cruz was so thick. Looks dangerous. And when he says thick, he means like what you African brothers mean by thick. Yeah, that's spelled T-H-I-C-C, not T-H-I-C-K.
I'm gonna save the brother Ra.
She's a woman. She's a woman with a lot of meat on her bones. Yeah, she's a well-built, natural super middleweight. Yeah, I think she's powerful at the weight, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if she wins it.
Right now.
That's what I'm saying. If she lands a good shot, she could possibly be the first to knock Savannah out.
Yeah.
Can I just say, if she manages to land one of those articulate overhands that she is accustomed to on Savannah deserves to get knocked out.
Okay.
Genuinely. And this is from a place of love.
And Paloma finishes there saying Savannah's got the reach to keep her at a distance. Yeah, she's 6'1". Yeah, if she boxes sensibly, you would expect her to be able to outbox Franchon Cruz. I like Franchon. You know, she's got a feminine charm about her. I really find that. You know, someone like Clarissa, she's I'm angry with the world. Whereas Franchon is like, she's ambitious, but she's feminine about it. Yeah, I like her. I like her vibe. So yeah, good on her.
Black women stereotype is a lie.
Remember, she's married, Ra. Remember that?
Who? Franchon.
Oh,
well, good on her. You know, Bukayo Saka, listen,
no,
Alicia.
Don't even bring my wife.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Saka, don't get that involved, man. Let's not go there. That's going to be a whole topic for another day.
First of all, Clarissa Shields is a lady, okay? She just may not know how to... No, don't. No,
Shields is... Nah, she's... When you've
Clarissa,
seen her...
Clarissa is absolutely lovely. She's just one of those people where she just comes from a place where you're very blunt, and she's come from somewhere where you have to be... Can I give an example? Okay, in terms of mental toughness. Now, mental toughness is something that will... If we could do the Dragon Ball Z fusion technique of Dillian White's mental toughness with AJ, bro, unstoppable, bro. Because Dillian White had like he's had a kid at 13, bro. That guy is solidified in mental toughness forever, bro. Okay. And the thing is, Clarissa's mental toughness is second to none. Clarissa, you like, bro. When I went to the weigh-in in that theater with the first fight, and I met her, and she was just coming down the theater just by herself, and you just see Team Savannah just all there at the bottom like that. She was like, bro, I will fight Ali, man, right now. I don't care. Like in foreign, do you know how gangster that is? That is.
Listen,
is just
Paloma,
so
I want to emphasize when I say Clarissa is angry and aggressive, I'm saying that as a compliment. They're professional fighters, they're champions. They're not supposed to be nice and friendly with it. In fact, I actually think that's a shortcoming from a lot of the female game. A lot of them are too nice, they're too polite. You aren't supposed to be friendly with your rivals in the fight game. Be friendly with us, your admirers, your fans. Look, Chantel, Katie, it's all too polite for me. Yeah, you're
no,
not
but
supposed
Katie's to be... like, nah, but the thing is, you can't change a fighter's vibe like that. Like, it's.
No, okay, listen.
Katie's just fair enough, bro. But in the ring,
fair enough. All right, Katie's not particularly talkative, but Chantel, again, it's all too polite. I think that more of them need to be like Clarissa and actually be out there and say, yeah, you know what, girl? I think I'm the best, so I'm going to give it to you. Yeah,
Chantel did that, bro. She went over to Dublin, pieced her up, and had a beer after. I don't know what more you expect from her.
Were you having beers with were you having beers with someone who you might be fighting again 6 months from now? Be friends when your careers are over and you're old women and you look back.
She never had a beer with Katie,
then you can talk
she
about
just
it.
Pieced her up.
Yeah.
Back of the locker. Got a nice. For righteousness. And yeah,
Clarissa's good. What she's doing, and like I said, away from the ring, whenever I've met her as media, she's great. Yeah, that's what I think champions should be. With everyone else, you're cool, but with your rivals, you're like, yeah, who wants it?
Wow. I'd say.
Gents, listen. 90 minutes are about up. No time for injury time. Or I'm that guy that you take off with 1 minute to go to run the clock down. So I'm going to call it there. Just look out for the upcoming shows. I got some content coming up from the press conference today. Spoke to Adam Morali in depth. Saturday night, I'm at York Hall. There's a small hall show. So check out Punch Out Boxing. Rico, I know you're doing the your banter space that is really popular with the fans, so big up to you. That's tomorrow night, I believe.
No, that is literally in like 1 minute. So I'm just
1 minute.
I need to pre-skip. Yeah.
All right.
I put it for 9:30. I didn't know that we were going to have.
Trey Bienge, your next backup Sunday night, probably to review the weekend's action. Yeah. So fans, thank you everyone for joining us. We've had a great time. Join Rico in a minute. And iBoxing Hub, we're going to wrap it up for tonight. We'll see you all soon.
It's another bang. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. Like dark mascot with a sweet one, please. Someone